Hello, my stamping friends. Have you ever wondered what to do with the DSP Special Product of the Month that Stampin' Up! Has started doing? Often it is DSP, and I want to show you this Glow of Harvest DSP that you can still get in the month of August for only $7 a package if you spend $100 or more. And most of us can always have an order that comes to that kind of dollars so we can get the package. My name is Marilyn, and I want to share this with you today in this pre-recorded video. I have a few days away from home, so I thought I would record this and share it with you on my normal Thursday night so that you're not wondering what happened to me. And yes, I'm okay. I will be back in person next week, and next week will be September 1st when we can purchase from the new September catalog and the new online exclusives. So don't forget that. And the DSP sale is still on till August 31st as well. So there's lots of things happening there. So I'm going to switch back to my desktop and show you how to make this really neat card that I've done with this product of the month. If I can figure out which buttons to push. This is my card. It is a fun fold that is quite simple and I think looks quite elegant. And the paper does all the work, the designer paper for sure. I did do a little fussy cutting from some of the designs, as you can see here. And I'll piece them together when we get to putting this card together. And as always, if you've signed up for my newsletter, on Tuesday I will be sending out a newsletter with the PDF on how to make this card. So I've got you covered every direction, and hopefully you like the card. So I will leave it laying about there. I'm starting out with a piece that is 11 by 4 1/4. It's scored at 5 1/2 and 2 1/8. Then, before folding any direction, I've put it back in the paper trimmer and marked at 2 1/8 here. And what's going to happen is I'm going to cut from that mark to this 2 1/8 and this mark to this 2 1/8 to make this triangle. So I will grab my paper trimmer, and because I've marked it, I can put that in my guide and the score line here. So as long as it's lined up both places, you've got a perfect way to cut it. And then do exactly the same the other direction. So I have got 2 1/8 in, 2 1/8 down. And then we can score. So I have my bone folder, which is always beside my desk. I am going to fold this way on the 5 1/2 and then fold back on the 2 1/8. And if you've noticed, I can feel a little bit of a ridge. You can maybe see it there. All I'm going to do with my bone folder is just smooth it out. And when everything's all put together, it will work anyway. So then I have my other pieces ready. So I'm using pecan pie here. I have early espresso that is going to go on the inside. And I don't know if I showed you that part on the finished one here. So it's just a bit of a background, and I've left only an 1/8 of an inch border. So it's a small border. And I have a different piece of that designer paper with my stamped greeting that are going to go here. If I measured them right, they should fit. And on the front, I have another piece of early espresso, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/8. This one here is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, so 4 1/8 high. Again, the same DSP as I used here, only I'm going to put that branch going upright. And this is 2 7/8 square. And then I've used one of the new embossing folders. We get a set of 3 seasonal cheer mini embossing folders. There's candy canes, Should have done that one in red, but anyway, I've used old designer paper here. There is the leaves, fall leaves, or well, any kind of leaves, I guess. And then these are, I'm looking upside down. They're little bats and stars. So you get 3 for the price of 1 in that particular set. And I've used the one with the leaves on this piece of Very Vanilla. So it's going to go on here. It will line up here perfectly, and then I'm going to put my fussy cut pieces. Actually, that one's pretty big. Maybe it'll just go by itself with a little bit of this. Bring in some color. I'll decide that when I get to it. But this paper is one-sided, so you didn't have to worry that you were cutting anything away at the back. And it's a little bit thicker, so it was quite easy to do the fussy cutting. In case you don't like fussy cutting, which I know some of you don't, but it wasn't that bad to get it done. So I hope that you've had a great August and managed to find some time to do some card making, scrapbooking, gifts. The next few weeks I am going to be sharing things for Halloween, as in cards and little packaging that you can use for your treats for those special little ones that come to your door. I like to use my liquid glue, and especially on embossed layers. And then what I was doing here was just firming it up, I'm going to call it, so that the glue sticks everywhere in those little grooves that the embossing folder makes. I love this paper, and now that I've got it, I just don't want to quit using it. It's a gorgeous design, and all the pearlized fall colors, even for birthdays, for anniversaries, just about anything. You can, you're not limited to using it for Thanksgiving or Halloween or anything like that. It can be used. And I really like the fine border around it there. So then when I go to put this piece on, as you might have guessed, I'm only going to put glue on here. So I'm going to put it on here, not on the back of my early espresso piece. Pardon me. And now, just to do the inside. And you might recognize that stamp comes from this set, which was another online exclusive. I'm not sure if it's still available, but if those products do not sell out in the month they're in, you will still have a chance to purchase them in a later month. But the ruling is always that you can only get one, and you do have to have an order of at least $100. I'm talking Canadian because I'm in Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. So I'm happy that you're here with me. I hope that you will try to do a card like this. And I have on my Facebook page a Share Saturday post that always goes up. And everyone is welcome to share their creations there. So I hope that you will do that. So there is my card, except for these. And I'm thinking, if I don't use that guide, because I spent a lot of time cutting them out, I might put them in there. And I am going to use liquid glue on this to I don't think it needs to be raised anymore, is to attach the, and it doesn't matter, it's not going to affect an envelope anything if it's over the edges like that. So it just adds lots of color. And maybe I'll put that one just up there. And then I'll relook at that pumpkin one, but as long as that's not over the edge of the card here, it will fit in the envelope. Let's see what. Well, it could go over the edge there, and I will use a dimensional or two on that one, just for a bit of variety. Because with such a small area here, there's not a lot of room to write for your greeting anyway. So there is card from today, card that I prepared earlier. I hope you enjoyed those, and leave your comments if you have any questions or anything. I will be reading them after the fact and get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you for joining me. Take care, and I will see you next time. Bye now.